So Lynda Tran is a CBSN political contributor and Democratic strategist. She's also a founding partner at 270 Strategies, and she's joining me now from Westerville, Ohio, the site of tonight's debate. So listen, Lynda, let's start with Joe Biden. He has only really recently voiced his support for impeachment, really since he's been attacked by the president. And since, this news of the president trying to dig up dirt on him and his son, Hunter, do you expect him to continue that strategy tonight?
Well, honestly, he's had a pretty good week, a pretty good several days run talking about impeachment. We saw that he got an incredible reception when he very forcefully responded and made the case for why we need to have a president that does not believe that he's above the law, that actually adheres to the rule of law. And so I think that they have made a very deliberate decision to be much more aggressive in tone and to show American voters the fighter Joe Biden that they have known and loved for so many years.
So Joe Biden had, initially been leading in the polls and thus found himself in the crosshairs, not just of the president, but other candidates that are also running. But now the polls are changing a bit, and it looks like Senator Elizabeth Warren is making headway among Democratic voters in early primary and caucus states, which means she's the one to knock off the top. Do you think that's going to change her strategy tonight at the debate?
Anne-Marie, Elizabeth Warren has had, I think, of all the Democratic field, she's had the most consistent, strong debate performance over the previous three rounds that we've seen to date. And so that strategy has worked for her. She pushes her big ideas. She has everything with, she presents everything with a little bit of flair and substance and some humor. And so I think that she really would be served well if she continued to do that. Now, however, with her rising the polls and, as you said, swapping frontrunner status, depending on which poll you're looking at with Joe Biden, you could anticipate others on the stage starting to lob some attacks at her. But if anything we've seen on the trail is an indication, I think she's still going to have a little humor. She's still going to present herself the best way she can, which is the Elizabeth Warren of, fun and substance. And
it seems like Elizabeth Warren is taking somewhat from Bernie Sanders in terms of supporters. Bernie Sanders is taking the stage after, he admitted that he had a heart attack that sent him to the hospital. So, and we've seen polling that indicates that, people are sort of concerned about his age and his health. Do you expect him to address any of that tonight?
Well, Bernie Sanders, I don't think has ever been driven by what the headlines say. I think that he is who he is. He has his ideas. He feels very strongly that he was the originator of a lot of these progressive ideas that are now a part of the common conversation in the Democratic primary. So I think while there is the need for him to demonstrate some vitality, I think if he is the cranky grandpa humor Bernie Sanders that we've seen in the past, that will put things to rest. And while he is, it seems like, hemorrhaging some of his support to Elizabeth Warren, I think he's got a very strong base of folks who are out there pounding the pavement for him, and all they need to see is their guy on stage presenting his vision for them to get back on board.
Well, as we know, a good performance in a debate can at least, at worst give candidates a temporary boost. If they can figure out how to sort of extend that boost, then it can mean really good opportunity for fundraising and getting back in the conversation. Let's talk about somebody who hasn't been on the stage before, Tom Steyer. He's making his debate stage debut. What do you expect to hear from him?
Mr. Impeachment comes to Ohio. Yes, with everything that's been in the news and the ongoing impeachment inquiry, I have no doubt that he will have some things to say about why that's going on, why that has been on his radar screen, and why he's put a lot of effort into the campaign that he has over the last couple of years and attacking President Trump. So certainly that is going to be a big topic no matter what, and it's a massive opportunity for him. Similarly, what folks may not know is that he has also been an advocate for a solution to climate change for many, many years, pumping millions of his own dollars into not only his own efforts, but those of organizations across the environmental movement, to candidates who support climate change solutions, and the list goes on. And given that this is a core part of the discussion these days, there's a real sense of urgency among the electorate, and we're seeing increasing demonstrations, especially among young people, on the issue. That is certainly another opportunity for him to give voters who are tuning in for the first time a chance to get to know him and his bio.
Indeed, climate change among the top issues that voters are concerned about. Lynda, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So the coverage of tonight's debate begins at 7:30 right here on CBSN.